Welcome back, dear students. And in this session, we are going to see about constructors. Okay, okay. I just would like to make a recap of the thing that we have shown before, right? In our earlier classes, um, the last the last class we have seen about the methods, right? Methods available within the classes. Previous then we have seen about classes and the instance variable, right? So I would like to recap those things. And first, after that, we will see what about the constructor. So it will be easy to understand that the functions of constructor. So when we started to know about the classes, every class must contain two things within the class block, or both are optional. And the first one is instance variables. In number of variables that you can declare according to your need. Those instance variable cannot be accessible outside the class. It can be accessible only in two modes: one either by creating the object in another class, or otherwise it can maybe by using the inheritance properties. So in those two ways we can able to access those instance variable. Those instance variable cannot be accessible outside the class without these two options, right? Okay, so one more thing that we have seen, that the instance variable cannot be changed or by the objects. The instance variable can be accessed by objects, we have seen that. So when we are creating two or more objects for any particular class, the instance variable for one class object cannot be changed by, cannot be modified. Okay, so that two different value can be passed from by any other objects to the instance variable, like we have seen all those things in the classes. The second part of the class, which may be called member functions, or it may be called as methods, or which may be called as functions, that we have seen in our previous classes. And in the function we cannot there is three different things we have seen: either the function without parameters, the function with a single parameter, and the function with the multiple parameters, right? That we have seen in our previous class. Okay, so whenever the function should be getting executed, it will produce the output according to the function definition, right? The function, and like instance variable, the member functions also called by the objects which we have created in the main class, right? So based on the based on the object in the member function can be accessed, and it will do the functions according to its definition, and it will return the result if it is available. When there is a parameter, it will return the result, or otherwise it will print the results according to the definition which has been given in the function block, which is the thing we have discussed earlier in our class. Okay, so here the from that we can able to go with a single point. That is very essential point. How the method will getting executed? The method one will getting executed only by when it is instantiated by the object, and that means the called by the object. When you have to create, you have to create the object in the main class, and you have to call the function by using the dot operator, using that object, right? Object dot member function, so that it can be able to accessible, right? Or otherwise it cannot be accessible. This is the thing we have. The method cannot execute as its own without instantiation by the object. Okay, so this point is much important when we see the constructor. When we look at the constructor, before the function should be instantiated by the object. Here that is not the need, that is not the need. So how it will be getting executed? When your object is created, during the object creation, the constructor is automatically called. Okay, this is called constructor. Constructor is also a member function, but it is a special type of member function. Okay, constructor is also a member function, but it is a special type of member function. When object is created, it is automatically called without instantiation. This is the thing a constructor is. So we can look at this. Java allows object to initialize themselves when they are created, right? And this automatic initialization is performed through the use of constructor. The constructor initializes the object immediately upon creation. Could you able to understand this? Okay, construct so objects initializes themselves, like the initialization performed by the constructor, and constructor initializes the object immediately upon creation, right? It has same name of the class. Here this much important point. A constructor must have same name as like the class name. Whatever the class name may be, that name should be appears on the constructor name. That means the member name. Okay. Once defined, the constructor is automatically called immediately after the object is created. Okay, once defined, the constructor is automatically called immediately after the object is created. When this object is created, automatically it will be called without instantiation. No need for the dot operator to call the particular function before the new operator completes. Okay, before the memory allocation, new operator complete the memory allocation of object creation, it automatically called the execution. Now let us see the program example for the constructor. The constructor also have certain things you must know. As like your previous function, the constructor also have three different forms. It may comes with without any parameters, it may comes with a single parameter, it comes with the multiple parameters like. Okay, so both are similar. You could able to understand, right? The member function, how the member function will act. Member function also contain some definition, like constructor also have some definition. Two main difference between the constructor and the member function. One is the constructor name should be equal to the class name, that is primary, and the secondary is the constructor automatically called without during the object creation without instantiation, but the member function, it has to be called by the object. Okay, this is a primary difference between the constructor and the member function. Other than the member function and constructor have the same set of things. Okay, now let us see the program sample, and we will execute the program in JCrafts tool as a demo. Both we will look at now. Okay, in this program, okay, this is a program that we have seen. For example of your constructor, as we discussed, this is a class box. We have created the class box, and it contained three instance variable: double width, double height, double depth. Okay, and within this we have created the constructor. Okay, so after the instance variable, we may use to create the what we can say member functions. We have to give the member functions. So when we are create a member function, we have to keep it in our mind. The syntax of the member function may be followed with the return type, followed with the function name, followed with the parenthesis bracket. That is maybe or may not be, you can give the parameters, right? So here there's some difference as we discussed earlier. The class name and the method name should be equal. So when the class name is method name, then the function which may be called as a constructor. The constructor, we have give a printer statement, construction box or constructing the box. After that we have assigned three values statically: width equal to 10, height equal to 10, depth equal to 10. Okay, so we have given the three manual values, 10, 10, 10, like. Okay, then double volume. Okay, this is a normal member function. We can able to differentiate both very easily because class name equal to member name, method name here. That's why it may be the constructor. And here we have declared some other thing, double volume. So this is a member function, double as a return type, and volume as function name. Without the parameter, we are using the function. Okay, so it will return with height and depth. Okay, so to the member functions, so member function will return the value of double, right? Okay, next look at that. So here public static void main there is a class name box demo 6, and we have declared a main function here. After that, box my box equal to new box, the first object for the box class. This is a box class. For this we are creating the object new box. Of the new is used to create the memory, and my box is a reference variable. My box 2 is also a reference variable for the same object box. Okay, and then volume equal to my box 1 dot volume of. So first reference variable dot member function volume of system dot out dot println volume. So okay, here it will auto, here this function is this reference variable is called the member function volume, where it called the width into height into depth. The width into height into depth will be available over there in the constructor. It is automatically assigned. So when the program object has been created, before new is executed, the function will be automatically called. So the box constructor has been called once, and then the values of width, height, and the depth has been assigned. Okay, so now this variable are called a local variable within that class, so it can be accessible here so that the volume can be calculated. Likewise, the second object is also called the volume function. So this function should not be instantiated, may not be instantiated. Okay, no need to no instantiate the constructor. Okay, it automatically called when the object has created before the new is being executed. This is what the thing. So once if it will result like the what we can say, the volume of the object may be returned. Okay, so how many times constructing box is getting executed? This printf statement two times executed. Why? Because we have used the two reference variable. We have created the object and we have given two reference variable. Each time the object has created, it will automatically calls the box. So first of all, it will enter to a, for first object creation it will entering and into the box constructor, and it will print a constructing box followed with assign these three values to the variables. Like the second object has been created, it automatically goes to the box and it will be executed once. So construction box, so second time construction box is printed here, and once again it assign the same value within height and depth. Okay, so based on that the volume will be getting calculated thousand. Okay, we're able to understand this program. So this is about the constructor with single, so with no parameters. And look at here the same program, there is a little difference. Okay, so we are assigning the parameters within the constructor. For the constructor we are just assigning the parameters. So look at the constructor here, class box is here, box is the method name, so this is a constructor of this class. Can you able to understand? Okay. Now the constructor has three parameters, double W, double H, double D. There are three parameters they have. So these three parameters will be assigned from the object. Okay. Let's look at here. Box demo 7 is the class, main class, where the main function has declared here, and the box my box, where here new variable has been declared my box, which is the type box. Okay, class type, and new box of, this is the object, box is the object, new is creating the memory location for this object, and along with within the object we are giving the three parameters 10, 20, 25. The 10 will assigned to this W, and 20 is assigned to this H, height, and 15 is assigned to this depth. Okay, so this is the formal parameters. So the actual parameters, formal parameters, this formal parameter values is passed to the local variables with the height and depth. Based on the with the height and depth, it will take the volume member function will take the values from this constructor. Okay, so here I have assigning two different values to the two different object references. So both are different, so the both volume will be little different. So simple difference is we are just passing the parameter values on the object itself. So this is called parameterized constructor. Okay, so constructor without object is called a constructor. Constructor without parameters is called a constructor. When the constructor have some parameters, it is called a parameterized constructor. The object volume will be 3162. Okay, okay, this keyword, so this is much important thing. One, sometimes a method will need to refer the object that invoked it. Sometimes a method need to refer the object that invoked it. So the method need to know which object invoked me. So on such a cases, to allow this, Java defines this keyword. Okay, if the method in the Java wants to know which object is invoked me, that means currently which object is invoked me. Okay, could you able to understand? So let's see this. Here how many object has been created? There is only one object created called box, but how many variables are there? Two reference variables are there. Okay, so first, when my box one dot volume, when we call the member function volume by using the reference variable one, my box one, so what did this mean? What did this mean? So currently the my object one, so object one reference variable my box one has referred the variable instance variable with the height and depth, and the width and height and the depth within the function, that means member function, okay, has referred by the object reference 1. Later for this line volume mybox2 dot volume, here when this line comes out, okay, the volume member function, there is three variables, those are called by the object reference 2. So here in this program the same member function can be called by two different object references, right? So when the method want to know which object reference is currently called me, if the method want to know which object reference is currently called me, no, it must understand by using this keyword. This keyword is used to make the method to know which object is currently invoked. Could you able to understand? This can be used inside any method to refer the current object. This is a keyword which can be used to refer the current object. That this keyword always a reference to an object on which the method is invoked. That means this keyword referred which method is invoked. Okay. Okay. Instance variable hiding, it's an important concept. It is just you want to know this. Okay, it is illegal to Java to declare two local variables the same name. In any programming language you cannot able to declare same name with two variables the same name. Okay, this is some encoding within the scope, within the same scope. You can have the local variable including formal parameters to the method which overlap with the name of the class instance variable. When the local variable has the same name of the instance variable, the local variable hides the instance variable. Could you able to understand this point? This is much important point. When a local variable have the same name of the instance variable, then the local variable hides the instance variable. Look at here. Here we are giving WHD. There are three different variable name. These are the formal arguments. Okay, and here the local variables are width, height and depth. Could you able to understand? So local variable with the height and depth, but when we are giving W, H and D, both are different, so it is easily understandable. These with the height and depth are local instance variable and these are the parameter variables. Okay, but think about it, when instead of W, H and D, when we are giving with the height and depth, we are giving with the height and depth. So width equal to width, height equal to height, depth equal to depth will be the statements here. Okay, when we consider instead of W, H and D, full name with the height, D, depth is given. So these statements are replaced like width equal to width, height equal to height, depth equal to depth. Here the left side three variables are instance variable and the right side three variables are formal parameter variables. So here the local variable hides the instance variable, these values. Okay, this is the problem can occur when the local variable has the same name of the instance variable. Okay, in order to overcome that issue you can use this keyword. So here look at this dot width equal to width, this dot height equal to height, this dot depth equal to depth. Okay, here according to this is currently refers the instance variable and width and height are the parameter variables. Okay, we can able to easily differentiate by using this keyword. This is the importance of this keyword here. Could you able to understand this? Okay, that's fine. This is all about that we have seeing about object classes. And in classes there are two things are there. One is instance variables and another one is member functions. Member functions can be available with the parameter and without parameter, like when the member function is automatically instantiated while the object is created, which is called constructors. So what's the difference between the member function and the constructor? So class name and member function name is same, as well as the constructor is automatically called when the object is created without being instantiated. Okay, are you clear about it? These two are important points that we have seen about this keyword, which is used to differentiate the instance variable with the local variable. Okay, these are the important things that we have seen in our class. Okay, okay, now let's go for the demo and I will show how the program got executed, and after that we will go for the next topic, inheritance. Okay, so let's wait for the demo. I will show you.